Hey, what's up guys, Riff here. So Twitch is facing another round of criticism revolving around how they apply their own terms of service on their platform.
Wait, that's me! Wait a minute. Caught.
I think it's no mystery at this point that Twitch has been very inconsistent and often hypocritical with how it applies its terms of service on its platform. Now, recently Twitch decided to be more transparent a few weeks ago, releasing some clarifications on their enforcement notes, allowing people to see some of the more expanded.
You know what's sad is that I think that like having enforcement notes and like expanding as being transparent doesn't still make it like they can do whatever the frick they want. They don't have to abide by laws. It's the internet. They don't have to like follow the FTC and shit. Like they can do whatever they want ultimately. So I don't trust them. Same with YouTube as well. They'll say like, oh, well, you know, we're going to take away your channel because you're a piece of shit. They can do that at any time.
Details behind why they are banning certain behavior on their platform. What were once assumptions like, oh, based on the bans frequently applied to VTubers, they must be having these additional rules being applied to them that traditional face cammers are not facing. And with these clarifications, we know this is a reality because VTubers, for example, have additional requirements like covering up their hips, and also VTuber models are being treated to a stricter TOS than VR chat models for some reason. But
I still don't understand that, but if you use a VR chat model and use that to stream, then it's fine. It's like a weird double standard, and I don't get it at all.
But this has been applied to many different VTubers, and it's resulted in some very hypocritical and confusing bans. And here is the latest one, and this is Nyanners. So Nyanners has been banned as of yesterday on Twitch, her second ban of all time. Now, this has been met with a whole host of reactions, a lot of people confused and supporting Nyanners, but also some people doing the classic like Rip Bozo, W Twitch, because some people have some criticism of Nyanners. And as someone who has criticized Nyanners for some of her behavior in the past, I can also acknowledge that recently there's really nothing to criticize, at least on my end. But
well, it's like, why criticize when just nothing's really happened recently? It doesn't really matter. Like, ultimately, it's still a massive L for the VTuber community as a whole. That's why it's scary. You should still take it seriously, even if you hate Nyanners or whatever.
Overall, I think it's very important to understand that the rules shouldn't be bent or even misapplied just to punish someone you might have a personal disagreement with. So in this case, I think it's very short-sighted to celebrate how she has been banned, because I think it's an exploitation of the rules, and we shouldn't be celebrating it. That's kind of the main difference between some normal, mature people and antis on Twitter who will celebrate the banning of anyone, no matter what the cost or the misapplication of rules, as long as it serves a short-term satisfaction for them. They don't care if this ends up getting people they actually like unfairly banned as well, since it will be.
My Oshi doesn't stream on Twitch, so I'm good. I have news for you. YouTube is just as bad for different reasons. Yeah, I don't know what to tell you. I've been doing YouTube for like over a year, and it's nothing related to like serious copyright issues. There's been one or two instances, but do you guys know the pufferfish meme where the pufferfish eats the carrot? I got one of my videos age restricted, and it was initially a warning and they took it down because I had the pufferfish meme in there in a video that I reacted to. Yeah, the one. Yep. Isn't that awesome how they can just do that? And then they said, oh, sorry, it doesn't violate anything, but now it's 18 plus. It's like, what the what? How does that make any sense? It's just like Twitch. It doesn't make sense.
Used as a sort of template. But anyways, the reason she was banned is very simple. It was this clip. She was told.
It's the censor.
There was this specific clip where she's playing this butt smacking game. Yeah, obviously a bit of sexual nature to it, but nothing that is completely unknown to Twitch. I mean, this is not full-fledged poontang or a straight.
I've seen people play Fallout on Twitch with like more sexy mods than this. I don't know what to tell you. Like, their boobs are, like, barely covered, and they got massive boobies. I don't know what to... It's just sad.
A hentai game or anything like that. It's something that typically you would expect to be allowed on this platform. And we've seen what is typically allowed on this platform and celebrated. And yeah, I mean, this is just a screenshot from one of the many examples people have been raising about what's allowed on this platform. I'm probably going to have to censor basically the whole image because on YouTube, I can't show what Twitch is actively promoting on their front page, which is someone in a micro bikini who gets away with it because she crudely put a little inflatable pool in the background. So this is...
Yeah, and so the pools and hot tub spaces. Yeah, very good.
Technically a pools, hot tubs, and beaches stream, which allows such attire. But anyways, people have been guessing as to why Nyanners got banned, and I've seen a lot of different rules being brought up. And this is the first one a lot of people are using to say that this was an unjust ban. So I think looking at Nyanners' model, okay, there's no question that she follows the attire guidelines for the model itself, because...
Yeah. The game itself, though, I don't know. We just hate her, huh?
I mean, she's about as fully clothed as it can get with that specific model.
Coomer.
But a lot of people are trying to understand that these guidelines say that they apply to VTuber models, but not video game characters, including those uploaded in games such as VR chat. So does that include games like the one that she was playing? There's a bit of confusion because that language is actually pretty vague and make things pretty open-ended. Like, where does this whole video game characters limit?
So if I have a big booba avatar in VR chat and I'm in VR chat and I have like pasties over my nippies, I can do that because it's in VR chat. Yeah, that seems fair. That seems pretty cool. Yeah. Totally isn't biased or anything.
Actually apply to, and is it just applying to models uploaded into various games or just video game characters in general? So that's pretty confusing, and I see a lot of people posting this set of rules as a sort of gotcha in the situation where they're like, no, she deserved the ban because they ban games just like that. But if I read this language here, I think it's pretty obvious they're referring to like straight up poontang in like hentai games and stuff.
Yeah, that's a butt. That's a butt. Chad, don't get it twisted. He censored it because YouTube's really sensitive about it. It's just a butt. You're not... It's not moaning. It's not doing anything. It's just a butt slap on a character's butt. Yeah, like what the hell?
Not just things with sexual content, but things that have full-fledged nudity or sex.
Yeah, like Baldur's Gate or something.
That anyone interpreting that game as something like this, I think they are greatly extending the original intent or what seems to be the public intent of these rules just to punish someone they don't like. Whether they're a person who just dislikes Nyanners personally or someone who dislikes VTubers generally, that's kind of what they're trying to do. But there's also another rule some people have brought up. And this is one of those specific VTuber-related rules that no one else on the platform has to really deal with. And that's the fact that
This is the rule I hate. It's like, what defines childlike as well? Like, Nyanners is a fully grown woman. She's covered. Is it because, like, she made a joke or something? Like, it's so dumb. Like, how does it make sense? Is it because she's playing, like a joke, like, butt slap game of a butt with fishnet stockings? Is that why they did that? Again, they never give you a clear answer.
If your character is deemed to look childlike, like a lolly or a shota, for example, you're not allowed to pretty much do anything that would be considered sexual content. Not just, you know, straight up hentai games or anything like that, but anything that would have sexual nature to it. And if
so, you make a sex joke and you can get banned. But then what if you're not a lolly? Like, you don't even present yourself as a lolly, and then you have a flat chest. Like, does that make you a child? Like, I don't know, man. It's such a weird, like, gray area. Lana, are you a lolly? Not. I have big fat tits. I don't know what to tell you.
That was applied to Nyanners. So if they're saying she has a lolly model, based on history, that would be horribly ironic. But I don't really think that's what they're trying to say in this case. I think they're trying to say that something was just inappropriate, just like inherently inappropriate, and they're not applying a specific rule. And I think it would help if she would share the specific violation if they gave it to her. I think they're supposed to give it to her at this point. But a lot of people are looking at this situation and they're saying, in order to understand why she got banned for this, you really have to go through some very vague and open-ended rules, and to likely find a conclusion that she should have been banned, you probably have to have a very long-reaching interpretation of what Twitch is saying in their clarifications.
That's why it's scary to work as like a streamer in a lot of ways, is because you're not actually like covered under law directly. Like, you are covered under like basic laws that are just for like discrimination and stuff, but for streaming specifically, like, if you'd have to go to court and fight it out, which most people can't do, especially with a multi-billion-dollar company, plus you know, they're owned by Amazon. It's like you're not covered in the same way as someone who's employed like as a waiter at a restaurant, or like a worker. Like, you're technically self-employed, but Twitch gives you money because you are like part of their, you know, system. If that makes sense. It's kind of like they can just turn on you like in a second. Yeah, it's like no job security in a sense. Yeah.
Of their TOS.
You have to be worried about that stuff.
However, a lot of people can
sometimes
compare what happened to her and other VTubers as well, and then compare it to some recent situations where we've had some very cut and dry examples of people violating very serious TOS on their website that not only makes that streamer look bad, but also it makes advertisers, anyone who's supporting this, look bad. And it'd be—
ooh, the Twitch adpocalypse is coming, chat. For sure. I think it might be sooner rather than later, but I don't know. It's possible. It's possible. YouTube had an adpocalypse not too long ago. It could happen again.
Began with the whole Asmongold situation. So I talked about this recently. Asmongold was banned for what they deemed hateful comments about Palestinians and people from Israel, and he's serving a 2-week ban on Twitch, and he apologized
2 weeks
on YouTube. And that's really where a lot of people then looked at what he said and said, wait, if he got banned for those comments, why don't we look at other people who routinely make very insensitive political and other hateful type comments and get away with it? And there's been a lot of very obvious examples of that. If you can consider what Asmongold did to be hateful conduct worthy of a long ban, surely these other bad actors could receive a similar or an even worse punishment. And this is something I covered in a recent video from a few days ago. If you want the full details, you can look at the link in the description and watch it there. But to sum this up very quickly, a lot of people have pointed at Hassan Piker recently for many different examples of behavior that would clearly violate Twitch TOS, like, well, I don't know, playing a—
This is crazy to me. I just want to throw my 2 cents in. If he did this, like, in an imaginary universe, if he did this in front of me, I'd walk away. I don't know how I'd even be comfortable sitting there on stream watching this stuff. Like, I'm not even saying like Hamas terrorists being like, you know, doing this stuff. I'm saying any type of like video about terrorism. It's just like, what the fuck? Like, how can you just sit there?
A literal terrorist propaganda video on his stream, full duration. Also platforming and interviewing a known terrorist and
I heard
speaking
about that.
Very cordially to him, and also calling him the modern day Anne Frank. And on top of that, a lot of people have been looking at his mod, Rogan, who has been in trouble for some, let's just say, very inflammatory comments about U.S. military veterans. I'll play this now in case you haven't seen it yet.
I have no pity at all for any fucking soldiers. Distress, thank you so much.
Hold on, I just gotta go back to this before we play this clip. Like, we're not getting into politics, chat. I really don't give a fuck, but you can't have this double standard. He clearly broke the rules, like, especially with NMP, like, in the frame as well. You can't have golden boys of any political affiliation on your platform, on your streaming platform, or you're setting yourself up for failure. Clearly, people will start noticing things. Twitch literally can't go a week without another controversy, and then this came up. Like, this was crazy.
The modern day Anne Frank. And on top of that, a lot of people have been looking at his mod, Rogan, who has been in trouble for some, let's just say, very inflammatory comments about U.S. military veterans. I'll play this now in case you haven't seen it yet.
I've seen it.
I had no pity at all for any fucking soldiers. Distress, thank you so much. I will never have any fucking pity for any fucking soldiers. U.S. military? Who fucking who? I hope you get PTSD.
So I don't really think that surprises a whole lot of people that it would be viewed as a very offensive set of remarks about military veterans fighting for her right to sit in her room and eat on stream while she...
She lives in America, right? That's crazy. Yeah, I saw this. Literal mouth breather take, by the way. If you want to be mad at US for imperialism, fine, fair game. You're allowed to criticize it. Like, that's fine. The US has done some insanely bad shit in the last 50 years. So has every other country. But it's like, the US, you're allowed to criticize. It's normal, right? But taking out the frustration on soldiers who enlist because they love their country and want to protect it and risk their lives to protect it so you can sit on your fat ass in your room and stuff your face and give lukewarm dog shit opinions on stream, yeah, you're an idiot. I don't know what to say. It's just sad, bro. Reminds me of the climate people that, like, stand in traffic, right? Like, you know, the ones that are like, oh, you know, frick climate change. I'm gonna frick over everyone else. You know, in LA when they hold hands and like block traffic and everybody who wants to commute, they can't get past them. You're not making those people sympathetic to your cause. You're just pissing them the fuck off. That's what she did. She got a 30-day ban. Good, deserve, verbozo, don't give a shit. Don't say dumb shit and you won't get banned. That's where I think, like, that's my opinion, my 2 cents.
Complains about the people allowing her to have that sort of freedom. But on top of that, she would double down in a just brutal reaction clip. I mean...
Oh, God.
And they posted it in my head. I'm like, base?
Secondhand cringe.
Base?
Yeah, so if you go to the Twitch... updated, clarified enforcement policies. I mean, you go to hateful conduct. This surprises absolutely no one, by the way. So, Twitch does not permit behavior that is motivated by hatred, prejudice, or intolerance, including behavior that promotes or encourages discrimination, denigration, harassment, or violence based on the following protected characteristics. And of course, like pretty much any TOS of a social media platform, veteran status is
the veteran status. See, she shit all over it.
Included. So what she said, I hope they get PTSD. And I also later in the clip said she hopes they don't get health care and things like that. How on earth does that not violate Twitch TOS? However, she would be banned. This is where we pretty much left things off in the last video about the situation. She would get banned, but not for the veteran clip. She would actually get banned for something completely different.
What? Excuse me?
Her and some of her colleagues would be banned for this Twitch panel they did, where they essentially made a race tier list. Where,
bro, you switch that around with any other like race and like country shit, like that would go off instantly. I had no idea this happened. This happened at TwitchCon? What? This happened in an official event? Yo, I'm not trying to be political, but this is wild to me. This is sponsored by Twitch. They said, you know what? We're gonna do this panel. This sounds fun. Race tier list. Arab coded. Arab. What?
Apparently, looking Arab makes you a higher rank on this streamer list. And if you love Sabra, which is associated with people from Israel and Jews, you would...
What the... They were shitting on people. No, I understand that, but like doing that at a look, like at a stream like that nobody heard about, it's like, okay, I didn't hear this, but this is at TwitchCon, like official panel. That is wild to me.
Be in the F tier. So literally it's saying Arab good, Jew bad. And yeah, they got a 30-day suspension for that, which based
I'm assuming this is after people found out, right?
On any fair interpretation of the rules makes sense. But the veteran comments, nothing. And then this is another clip that has been revealed since my latest coverage the other day, and this one is equally insane. So listen to this. This is some of her tip goals for a subathon that she was doing.
Okay, $62.50.
Oh my god, $4,000 for an IRL workout stream. Are you trolling, girl?
9/11 baking stream with Raph and Capri. If we get to this goal by 9/11, Capri, Raph, and I will make the Twin Towers out of a stacked cake, and we'll make an airplane, and we'll recreate 9/11.
Genuinely,
I mean, it's a weird fucking, like, I don't know, man. Like, Family Guy has made 9/11 jokes, but at the same time, they make fun of everyone, if that makes sense. So, like, that's the comedy of, like, Family Guy, for example. And plus, Seth MacFarlane was, like, involved in that and, like, was supposed to fly and, like, why did... Is she joking? I mean, I can't say. Like, I'm not a friggin' mind reader, but, like... Why do people that hate the US the most always live in the US? Their argument, 99% of the time, I've talked to people like that a lot in the last few years. They always say, oh, well, I want to make it a better place. And I'm like, well, you're not making a better place by, like, spreading hatred. Like, I don't know. Donate to the homeless or, like, build a house or something. I don't know. I don't know what I'd do. It's a difficult problem, but, like, baking a 9/11 cake and then recreating 9/11? Like, I don't know. I'm not laughing. I'm just saying. Hold on. Sorry. Camera's fucking up.
Though, like, what's wrong with these people? You know, it's like, I don't understand how these people are just so vile 24/7 with these endless clips coming out. If you think this is, like, the end of all the clips, this is the tip of the iceberg. There's plenty of clips out there.
Yeah, like, recreating 9/11 isn't haha funny. It's a symbol. Yeah, I think that's a good criticism. Like, again, I'm saying that there is times to joke about that stuff. I feel like as an American, you can joke about really dark things that involve you. But at the same time, this has no punchline. This is just like, you're being weird for the sake of being weird, if that makes sense. Yeah, like edgy humor with Family Guy. Like, I'm pretty sure Simpsons maybe made a joke about it too, like a really lighthearted one. It's just kind of like different. It doesn't hit the same at all. And again, I don't know if it's a joke or not. I kind of doubt it.
There, that are equally as bad as stuff like this. But again, if you look at her comments and comments by, like, Hassan Piker, whether it's the showing of the terrorist propaganda or his former comments saying that,
I can't believe that. That's just crazy to me. You find someone putting on Nazi propaganda, you'd get instantly banned. Yeah.
The United States deserved 9/11. I mean, just looking at their rules of terrorism and violent extremism, Twitch does not allow content that depicts, glorifies, encourages, or supports terrorism or violent extremist actors or acts. How on earth does that not apply to people like Hassan Piker and Frogan? How could you possibly say that those things were not violative of this policy? Including some examples they give, like displaying extremist propaganda. He literally did that live on Twitch in front of...
Even for the purposes of denouncing such content, you can't even have an educational stream of saying, hey, this is bad and this is why. You can't even break it down like a lecture or like a learning lesson or something. You can't even criticize it. That seems kind of weird. weird.
Tens of thousands of people. Besides the insanity of that and the moral repugnancy of that, it's the clearest violation of the rule, not just any rule, a rule on terrorism. And they don't care. They literally don't care. So when we look back at
I don't know, Shrudge.
What happened with Nyanners and these other VTubers getting banned for the silliest of things, those are situations where you have to make sometimes just outright outlandish interpretations of existing rules. But in this case, you have clear-cut things.
It's either everything's okay or none of it is. That's what I always say. Either we can make fun of everyone or no one can be made fun of. But it goes the same way for, like, you know, doing bad shit. You can't just have, like, one side or, like, the other.
Receiving no attention from Twitch. In fact, they're doing a weird cop-out in the case of Frogan and punching her for something completely different than anything to do with this specific...
That TwitchCon thing is wild to me. I'm surprised I never heard about it before. That is so weird.
But anyways, as always, Twitch is facing a firestorm of controversy for their inconsistency when it comes to applying their own TOS. And honestly, all of the negative attention right now is deserved because they are burying their head in the sand and hoping all these things just blow over. And like I said, we shouldn't be celebrating the bans of people we have a personal disagreement with.
That's because Twitch deleted the VOD and tried to hide it. You have to go get it on YouTube? Okay, but, like, that still is just mind-blowing to me because it's a TwitchCon, so that means that they had an event panel, and then they had to talk to, like, some organizer. They had a bunch of streamers that had it set up, and then at the end, it's like, if you like Jews, you're bad, and if you're Arab-looking, then you're good. It's like, it just shows, like, it just sets a weird precedent. And they approved it! But then we backpedaled on it, and now it's not okay. It's crazy. The only reason they hit it was because the backlash was the ADL. The ADL got involved! Oh, that makes sense. Okay, I was wondering. I was like, holy. What does ADL stand for again? ADL. Anti-Defamation League. That was it, yes. The Anti-Defamation League got fucking involved. That's insane.
Make sometimes just outright outlandish interpretations of existing rules. But in this case, you have clear-cut things receiving no attention from Twitch. In fact, they're doing a weird cop-out in the case of Frogan and punching her for something completely different than anything to do with this specific rule. But anyways, as always, Twitch is facing a firestorm of controversy for their inconsistency when it comes to applying their own TOS. Maybe.
Yeah, I heard a rumor. It's not confirmed, and obviously, even if it was even if it's a rumor, I doubt Twitch would ever address it. They don't want to scare people. They really, really don't want to scare people because of this.
And honestly, all of the negative attention right now is deserved because they are burying their head in the sand and hoping all these things just blow over. And like I said, we shouldn't be celebrating the bans of people we have a personal disagreement with if it's being unfairly done. Don't allow Twitch to get away with bending their own rules to punish someone you personally dislike, because eventually it'll come around and ban or harm someone you do like. And then at that point, it's too late to be complaining about how unfair their rules are being applied. But for now, that's going to do it for this video. As always, feel free to share your thoughts about today's topics in the comment section down below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time. Yeah, that was quite something. I'm floored. That is crazy. Like, I've had Arab friends from school. Like close friends that I had in the schoolyard. If I told them about this shit, like an official TwitchCon or something, I think they would tell me I'm fucking lying. That's insane. My God. But yeah, chat, that was the fuck is Arab coded? Guys, I'm putting my hands up. I don't know. What the hell does Arab coded mean? I don't get it. Like, am I Arab adjacent because I had friends in high school? Like, what the fuck? These people are crazy. Insane. Oh, what world am I living in, man?
I'm Arab and I have no idea. Well, there you go, chat. Does anything go to me? I don't know! I don't know, that's a good answer. I don't know. It means not Arab by birth, but is in on what the Arab world is about. But, I mean, it's still such a... I don't know, why can't we just all be friends? Why do we have to put labels on everything? Black coded like how black people see Piccolo. Yeah, but Piccolo's an alien. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I wouldn't. I don't get it, but yeah, sure. Yeah, Piccolo's green, and he's an alien. Identity politics. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, that was a good video.